The majority standoff has been finally put to an end after the National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula declared Kenya Kwanza as the majority and Azimio as the minority. These and many more here on Maisha Prime News, the authoritative, bold and incisive bulletin. But first, here are some of the stories prepared for you tonight.
All the honorable members. The membership of the Kenya Kwanza coalition stands at 179 members, while the membership of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party stands at 157 members. This by implication indicates that the Kenya Kwanza coalition is the majority party and the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party is the minority party.
Also tonight,
but with CDC we realized we had some challenge, and we thought we needed to sit together, put together our heads and see how we can move together as deans and see that we achieve the goals.
Plus,
kwa hivyo sisi tunaomba kama akina mama, tafadhalini kupitia gavana wetu na hata serikali kuu, tafadhali tunaomba muje mrescue hii watu, kwa sababu akina mama wako na shida sana, na isitoshe hali yao imedhoofika.
Alright, welcome. My name is Rida Chebet Karim. We start with a story making headlines currently. National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has declared that the President William Ruto-led Kenya Kwanza coalition as the majority in the National Assembly. Speaker Wetangula, in a ruling delivered on Thursday afternoon following a standoff, declared that Kenya Kwanza has 179 members in the House against Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party's 157, as Bushebe Jr. reports.
Order, honorable members.
National Assembly Speaker Moses Wetangula has ruled that President William Ruto's Kenya Kwanza has the majority of members in the 13th Parliament.
Order, honorable members. Order. Order, honorable members. Order. Honorable members. Order.
While addressing a House sitting on Thursday, Wetangula declared that Kenya Kwanza is a coalition of parties with the majority members and as such satisfied the dictates of the law as the bona fide majority side.
I'm therefore persuaded that the 14 members and their parties are part of the Kenya Kwanza coalition. This, in my view, would be fair and in accordance with the previous rulings by my predecessors on related matters. 3, that with the 14 members, the membership of the Kenya Kwanza coalition stands at 179 members, while the membership of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party stands at 157 members. This by implication indicates that the Kenya Kwanza coalition is the majority party and the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party is the minority party in this House.
Wetangula cited Article 108 of the Constitution, which states that the leader of the majority party will be the leader of the largest party or coalition of parties. This by implication indicates that the Kenya Kwanza coalition is the majority party and the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition party is the minority party in the House. The Speaker, before making the ruling, also addressed Azimio's engagement with its partner parties. In the last general election, it is evident that Azimio la Umoja One Kenya elected to behave as several political parties in several categories of election and as one political party as regards the election of the President.
Honorable members, in the last general election, it's evident that Azimio la Umoja One Kenya elected to behave as several political parties in certain categories of elections, and as one political party with regard to the election of the president. It is without doubt that if it were to be considered as a political party, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party has no elected member in this House today, as no member was elected under its banner. This is easily discernible from Gazette Notices number 9950 and 9951 of 2022, both dated 23rd August 2022, and Gazette Notices number 10535 of 2022, dated 5th September 2022, in which the IEBC, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, declare the persons duly elected as members of this House and their respective political parties.
The Speaker further stated that he noted inconsistencies in documents shared by the Registrar of Political Parties and the RITU. With regard to signatures, Wetangula said there was no uniformity in the manner in which the various pages of the documents have been signed off. Some pages in the documents contain fewer signatures than others, while page 3 of both documents in particular contains signatures that are hardly visible.
Treated as a political party on its own right. Honorable members, I note that in the letter that I received from the member for Sonar East, the Honorable Junaid Mohammed, on this matter, he submitted names of leaders representing the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party. Curiously, in the same letter, the honorable member signed off as Secretary General of the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition. This begs the question of whether Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition is a coalition, political party, or both. In the debate over this matter, several members argued that a coalition political party is a perfectly legal vehicle that was used in the just concluded election to allow individual and corporate membership within a coalition. In my understanding of Section 2 and Section 10 of the Political Parties Act, Parliament permitted a coalition political party to elect to assume the character of either a party or a coalition. Honorable members, in the last general election, it is evident that Azimio la Umoja One Kenya elected to behave as several political parties in certain categories of elections, and as one political party with regard to the election of the president. It is without doubt that if it were to be considered as a political party, Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition Party has no elected member in this House today, as no member was elected under its banner.
In line with the rules of natural justice, tenets of democracy, and established jurisprudence, I would wish to give notice that we shall be moving, Mr. Speaker, shall be moving you to review your decision. And for that reason, Mr. Speaker, I'll be asking you to give me opportunity to make certain submissions or to make an application for you to review your decision, which is obviously in line with the established jurisprudential practice. I will be again asking you to direct the clerk to facilitate my coalition with the certified copies of your ruling.
Honorable members, in the tradition of the House and our standing orders and practice, once the Speaker makes a ruling such as the one I have made, is not subject to debate, it is not appealable, and it stands as it is.
Following the ruling, Kikuyu Member of Parliament Kimani Ichung'wah became the leader of the majority and will be deputized by his Kilifi North counterpart Owen Baya. South Mugirango Member of Parliament Sylvanus Osoro will serve as the majority whip, while Marsabit woman representative Naomi Wako will be the deputy majority whip.
The member for Kikuyu constituency, the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah. All the honorable members, the member for Kilifi North, the Honorable Owen Baya, is the deputy leader of the majority party. The member for South Mugirango, the Honorable Sylvanus Osoro, is the majority party whip. The member for Marsabit County, the Honorable Naomi Wako, is the deputy majority whip. Leadership of the minority party.
On the other hand, Ugunja Member of Parliament Opiyo Wandayi will be the leader of the minority side and will be deputized by Kathiani lawmaker Robert Mbui.
That with regard to the minority party, the member for Ugunja, the Honorable Opiyo Wandayi, is the leader of the minority party. The member for Kathiani, the Honorable Robert Mbui, is the deputy leader of the minority party. The member for Sonar East, the Honorable Junet Mohammed, is the minority party whip. And the nominated member, the Honorable Sabina Chege, is the deputy minority whip. The letters from the Secretary General of the Jubilee Party, I have already touched on those and we need not bother about them. That with respect to the House Business Committee, the leader of the majority party, the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah, and the leader of the minority party, the Honorable Opiyo Wandayi, are directed to submit not more than 4 members each to my office, latest by 10 a.m. on Tuesday, 11th October 2022.
For Maisha Prime.
All the honorable members, this house will stand adjourned until Tuesday. Order.
Maisha Television, Ambushabe Junior.
Order.
Well, besides the position of the Speaker in the National Assembly, who is also the third in command in the pecking order, the other most powerful position in the House is the docket of the Leader of Majority. The Kenyan 2010 Constitution under Article 108 provides for the position of Leader of the Majority who shall come from the largest party or coalition of parties in Parliament. Bushebe Jr. takes us inside the powerful docket of Leader of Majority in Parliament.
Besides the position of Speaker in the National Assembly, who is also the third in command in the pecking order, the other most powerful position in the House is the docket of the Leader of the Majority. The Kenyan 2010 Constitution under Article 108 provides for the position of Leader of the Majority who shall come from the largest party or coalition of parties in Parliament. Maisha Television takes a look at the powers that the office bearer wields and why it matters to the President to have his ally as the Leader of the Majority in the 13th Parliament. First, the Leader of the Majority assists the President or Speaker with program development, policy formation and decisions. This is because the President, Deputy President and Cabinet Secretaries are not members of the National Assembly. It is therefore necessary to have a person who coordinates between the Executive and Parliament and pushes the legislative agenda of the ruling party. The Leader of Majority also helps in scheduling and streamlining the calendar for legislation, which is important in the planning of the House business. The Leader of Majority is also supposed to consult members to gauge the issues of the day by lobbying and whipping party members to rally behind a particular position through motions, debates, and voting. Additionally, the Leader of Majority is tasked to communicate the party's overarching policies, messages to the media and public, as well as monitor the opposition's movement in House matters, for instance, how they are likely to vote. On the other hand, the docket comes with hefty perks, including allowances, official cars, bodyguards, and a plum office with the support staff at parliament buildings. Currently, a majority leader is entitled to 768,000 shillings monthly gross salary with furnished offices and staff provided by the Public Service Commission. The pay includes 460,800 shillings basic pay, 150,000 shillings house allowance, and 157,200 salary market adjustment.
Order, honorable members.
Azimio and Kenya Kwanza had been embroiled in a debate over which political faction has the majority members of parliament in the National Assembly. Both coalitions had maintained that they are on the majority side.
It is not the duty of the Speaker to declare anything of the sort, because there's no debate about it. There's no motion. There's no submission. It's a question of the Speaker conveying the information contained in the advisory from the Register of Political Parties. That's all, really.
Azimio is a political party, and I think that's the distinction that should be clear to everybody. Therefore, if the Speaker is to look at the coalition of political parties, it is only Kenya Kwanza that exists in the 13th Parliament as a coalition of political parties. If you look at individual political parties again, UDA with 140 seats has almost double the number of MPs ODM, the second largest party in the House, has. Therefore, the question of who is majority is a no-brainer. Unless, as I said, you don't want to do simple arithmetics, you want to do charamatics.
For Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Bishop Junior.
Thank you so much, Bushabe Jr. And the fate of Sirisia Member of Parliament John Waluke hangs in the balance after the court ordered him to pay 1 billion shillings or spend 67 years in jail. In the order issued by High Court Judge Esther Maina on Thursday, she dismissed Waluke's appeal contesting a ruling where he was sentenced over 297 million shillings scandal involving the National Cereals and Produce Board NCPB. Justice Maina upheld the ruling issued by Chief Magistrate Elizabeth Juma, stating that the prosecution had proved beyond any reasonable doubt that Waluke took part in the NCPB fraud. Millicent Luamba Udmo.
The fate of Sirisia Member of Parliament John Waluke hangs in the balance after the court ordered him to pay 1 billion shillings or spend 67 years in jail. In the order issued by High Court Judge Esther Maina on Thursday, October 6th, she dismissed Waluke's appeal contesting a ruling where he was sentenced over 297 million shillings scandal involving the National Cereals and Produce Board NCPB. Justice Maina upheld the ruling issued by Chief Magistrate Elizabeth Juma, stating that the prosecution had proved beyond any reasonable doubt that Waluke took part in the NCPB fraud. It was said that should the MP fail to pay the fine, he will lose his seat and a subsequent by-election will be held to replace him. According to Article 99 of Chapter 2G of the Constitution, a lawmaker is liable to lose the seat if he or she is subjected to imprisonment of at least 6 months. Notably, this only applies if the MP in question has exhausted all forms of the possibility of appeal or review of the respective sentence. On June 20th, Chief Magistrate Elizabeth Juma sentenced Waluke to 67 years and his co-accused Grace Wahungu to 69 years after finding them guilty of committing fraud. The two are surviving directors of Erad Supplies and General Contractors, a company accused of engaging in a shrewd deal involving the supply of white maize to NCPB, in which the parastatal lost 297 million shillings. In addition, the company was accused of fraudulently acquiring property worth 13.3 million. Consequently, the Chief Magistrate directed Waluke to pay a 726 million shillings personal fine. Also, he will shoulder half of the 616 million fine charged to the company. Juma explained that the hefty fines were to set an example for individuals who will rather risk the lives of Kenyans to pursue personal interest. On the other hand, the High Court on Thursday, October 6th, reversed former Kipipiri MP Amos Kimunya acquittal in a 60 million fraudulent case. The ruling quashed an earlier decision by the Anti-Corruption Court that had acquitted the politician of fraud-related charges, including illegal transfer of land. With the ruling, he is set to face fresh trial after the High Court ruled that he was wrongly freed over insufficient evidence. Kimunya had been accused of 6 counts of abuse of office and illegally allocating public land to a private entity. The court ruled that he be put on his defense and set the date for the mentioning of the matter to October 11th, 2022. In their filings, the ODPP argued that the court had erred in law when it set the politician free. Kimunya was accused alongside 2 other individuals of controversial land transfer executed on June 30, 2005, when he served in the Ministry of Lands. He was accused of allocating public land to Midlands Limited, a firm associated with him during his stint as land minister in former President Mwai Kibaki's administration. Kimunya was charged alongside Lilian Jenga, a former director of land adjudication, and Njahe Wainaina, board chairman of Midlands Limited. In her ruling in May 20th, Magistrate Felix Kombo ruled that the prosecutor of the case did not present enough evidence against the accused. The 25-acre land parcel allocated to Midlands Limited was worth an estimate of 60 million shillings. Millicent Luamba, Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Thank you, Millicent Luamba. And moving on, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has gazetted the date for the Bungoma senatorial by-election following the election of Moses Masika Wetangula as the Speaker of the National Assembly. In a notice churned out by IEBC on Thursday, IEBC announced that the mini poll will be conducted in December 2022, that is on 8th, following Wetangula's resignation from office. Stephen Lubanga with more.
The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has gazetted the date for the Bungoma senatorial by-election following the election of Moses Wetangula as the Speaker of the National Assembly.
I, Moses Francis Masika Wetangula, having been elected as Speaker of the National Assembly.
In a notice churned out by IEBC on Thursday, October 6th, IEBC announced that the mini poll would be conducted in December 2022, following Wetangula's resignation from office. According to the notice, following the declaration of vacancy that occurred in the office of Member of Senate for Bungoma County, confirmed by respective speakers of the Senate, via a letter dated September 26, 2022, there shall be a by-election on Thursday, December 8th. IEBC Chairperson Wafula Chebukati instructed political parties to submit the list of individuals interested to succeed the Speaker on or before October 13th. Those with more than one candidate should conclude with primaries by October 19th. Chebukati also gave conditions for public officers and independent candidates seeking to replace Wetangula in the county oversight role. According to Chebukati's condition, a public officer who intends to contest in the by-election shall resign within 7 days of the declaration of the vacancy by the Speaker. He also added, candidates intending to participate in the by-election as independent candidates shall not have been members of any political party at least 3 months immediately before the gazetted date. The commission also announced that by-elections for Utawala in Nairobi, Chome or Thana in Kitui, Ololmasani in Narok, Mumias North in Kakamega, and South Game in Siaya will be held on December 8th. IEBC will receive the nominations for county assembly seats by October 24th. In addition, it gazetted that campaigns will be held strictly between 7 a.m. and 6 p.m. All aspirants seeking to contest in the mini-polls have been asked to ensure that they comply with the provisions of Chapter 6 Leadership and Integrity of the Constitution. In addition, Chebukati demanded that prospective candidates comply with the Electoral Code of Conduct and warned that anyone found guilty of an election offense will be liable to penalties under the Election Offences Act. Among the interested candidates in succeeding Wetangula include the former Bumula MP Wambu Mabonga, the Speaker's long-serving personal assistant Wafula Wakoli, Jacob Machacha Majembe, who is a former aide of former Minister Fred Gumo, Bishop Hama Kasili, who is the chairperson of the Lake Region Economic Bloc Private Sector Organizations, and Agri Mutuma Namisi. For Maisha Prime News, I'm Lubanga Steven.
Asante sana Stephen Lubanga. And moving on, the Council of Governors COG now wants the national government to expand funds to the counties on or before Monday, October 10th to ensure the smooth delivery of services. In a statement by COG chairperson Governor Anne Waiguru on Thursday, the county governments decried of lack of adequate finances in the county coffers that has crippled services. Waiguru said that the National Treasury had failed to allocate over 51 billion shillings in the last 3 months, something that has stalled projects and counties are no longer able to perform their functions effectively. The COG boss now calls on the government to honor its constitutional requirement so that operations can resume. All right, with that story, allow me to take a short commercial break. Let me pay some bills and bounce back.
Maisha TV, the Kenyan channel pushing information to Kenyan viewers through digital television platforms.
Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
News.
Thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast.
Information.
The classes were in a poor condition.
Cultural programming. Coming to you through all major broadcasting platforms. Special in-depth coverage from around Kenya. Exclusive reporting from all across Kenya and the continent. Maisha TV presents high-class programming, engaging talk shows from our studios and outside broadcasting on a wide range of issues with trending perspectives.
I'm really asking our guys who are behind the camera to look for that clip and then play that clip.
Telling Kenyan stories you won't hear elsewhere.
The most wicked sight in my life is to see his tongue hanging almost up to here.
Tangu corona ianze mwezi wa 3 tumekuwa na changamoto mingi.
Watching stimulating debates on a hot seat.
I guess. Wait, I don't know. Wait. Let me tell you why the
The latest happenings from around you on Maisha Prime. The Prime Talk shows connects us with realities of life. Hivi sasa, looking at your everyday life.
Wazazi wameenda kuwapa uhuru watoto wao na ndiposa
and local business, finance and investment.
Some levels of smuggling of sugar.
Maisha TV digital platform engages users everywhere through multimedia approach technology. A Maisha Television digital platform, your local and continental channel platform where you choose it, watch it and love it. strong woman knows she has strength enough for the journey. But a woman of strength knows it is in the journey where she will become strong. Join Irene Mumbo Bushebi and Rida Kering on Prime Women Talk every Wednesday from 8 p.m. exclusive to MTV.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Is live at Hammersmith.
Barcelona is live from Damascus.
We're on the doorstep. For Maisha TV.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
For Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Trusted news, trusted sources, trusted dissemination of information.
Protect by all available means our territory.
Parliament must be careful.
Maisha Prime News, Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. Trusted, unbiased, authoritative. The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
Take away the noise.
We are here to inform and educate you on all that is happening around you.
The Fury. Hello and thank you so much for joining us from wherever you are. The fighting voices, the distortions, the color and the flashy effects. But most of all, you can take away the lights. The misrepresentation that seeks to pull us apart, and then you can finally find out what is actually happening. And when you find that, then you will find Maisha Prime News, trusted, unbiased, authoritative.
The stage is set. The time is now. Credible news. It is Prime News. Only on Maisha TV. Prepare for the beast. Informative. Authoritative. Unbiased. Welcome to Maisha News.
Welcome back. You're watching Maisha Prime News. Deans of schools of education in public and private universities have been told that they bear the heavy responsibility of ensuring that all teachers graduating going forward have skills to deliver the competency-based curriculum CBC. This comes as the task force formed by President William Ruto held a two-day forum in Embu University. Chepchumba Sharon reports.
Dean of both public and private universities, convened at the University of Embu to discuss on the implementation and the review of the competency-based curriculum CBC. According to Jacinta Kuenda, there was a challenge on the CBC that needed their attention so as to review it to meet the goals of CBC.
But with CBC, we realized we had some challenge, and we thought we needed to sit together, put together our heads, and see how we can move together as deans and see that we achieve the goals of CBC, because the teacher at the end of the day is at the center of the implementation of CBC. We as trainers of teachers, we must ensure that we actually train teachers that will implement CBC in the correct way.
She noted that come next year, more than 2 million learners will be transiting to the junior secondary school, and that they will make sure that the teachers are well trained in matters CBC.
Next year, we have the first CBC child get into high school, and this child will be taught by our own teachers, the teachers that we have trained. And therefore, it's very imperative that the teacher that we have been churning out, the one that we are churning out, is able to meet the challenges and the needs of this child. And so we need to restructure our programs to meet the requirements of CBC.
The Vice Chancellor of Southeastern Kenya University, Geoffrey Mulovi, noted that they are happy with the task force that was formed by President William Ruto, since now they will have the opportunity to present the issues they have been grappling with the implementation of CBC.
And indeed, we are very happy as the university sector with that task force, because we now have an opportunity to present the issues which we have been grappling with the CBC implementation to the new task force, that they can be implemented. And we have told the deans to take advantage of the new task force, come up with the concrete recommendations on the areas they would like improved or strengthened in the new educational dispensation.
On his part, Daniel Mugendi of University of Embu said that the task force was appointed at an opportunity time and urged the dean to examine it critically so that they can make constructive presentation to the task force.
So we are very optimistic that in this task force we'll be able to do a lot of justice in the university and the university sector. We also see that that task force is also the universities are every represented. So we want to trust that we will be able to shape the university and education in line with the CBC. And we are very expectant and we are very optimistic that this is going to work. And for the deans from all the public and private universities for convening here for these 2 days to do this very important task for our nation.
Elsewhere in Garissa, the government is now issuing notice to all parents who are carelessly removing their children from school that legal action will be taken as families continue to grapple with the hard life conditions across the northeast.
We are going to mobilize through chiefs and ensure that all children who are out of school are listed, the names are brought to the committees which we are going to agree will form, and then we'll track the parents. Wale wazazi ambao wameshindwa kupeleka watoto wao shule, and then we're going to arrest them and take them to court.
In a school in my ward, I have only two teachers. Only 2.
Maisha Prime, Maisha Television, I'm Sharon Chipchumba.
Away from that, a week after President William Ruto on Monday flagged off relief food to famine-stricken families and livestock in various parts of the country, Tana River leaders are crying foul after the county missed out on relief food distribution that was flagged off by President Dr. William Ruto. MCAs from Tana North are urging the national and county government to roll out water trucking to save lives and animals from the ravaging drought.
Kwa hivyo sisi tunaomba kama akina mama, tafadhalini kupitia gavana wetu na hata serikali kuu, tafadhali tunaomba muje mrescue hii watu, kwa sababu akina mama wako na shida sana, na isitoshe hali yao imedhoofika, njaa ndio hii. Kwa hivyo tunaomba serikali kuu na tunaomba gavana wetu na pia wafadhili pia, tafadhalini msikie kilio chetu, muweze kuja kusaidia akina mama hapa Tana River, especially Tana North. ndio mahali iko na shida kubwa sana.
Isitoshe, wafadhili ni wachache katika Tana River. Serikali yetu kupitia gavana yetu tunaomba tafadhali mambo ya maji na chakula iangaliwe haraka iwezekanavyo. Tuko tayari kusaidiana. Hatusemi gavana peke yake afanye. Ni serikali mbili tunasaidiana. Tushauriane. Na national government pia tunaambia tafadhali waangalie maslahi ya Tana River. Zile shule zimefungwa kwa sababu wazazi hawana fees ya kulipa. Mfano jana nilikuwa Mroro High. Shule imefungwa, watoto wote wamefukuzwa. Mzazi baba hayuko. Ameenda na ile mbuzi 5 ama 10 yako naye huko msituni kabisa, amepotea naye. Mama hana la kusema. Vile dada yetu amesema kina mama na watoto wanahangaika kabisa vijijini.
Unaweza pata mama anaenda kilomita zaidi ya 13. Anaenda tu kutafuta maji, na saa nyingine unaenda unakuta hata hiyo maji ni foleni, na unaweza kuta mtu anaweza shinda hapo hata atoke hapo kama saa 2 anafika kwa nyumba karibu saa 7 za usiku.
Already tulikuwa tushamaliza the emergency fund. So under the disaster fund ikatumika katika mipango ya maji, mipango ya kilimo na usambazaji wa chakula. Sheria ile pesa haiwezi tumika kwa jambo moja. Imegawanywa kwa mambo ya response na mambo ya mitigation. So na mambo mengine ya ile allowances za kawaida za mambo. Sheria haikubali pesa zile zitumike kwa mambo mengine tofauti. So majukumu kama hayo tunajagawanya. Huyu anashika sehemu fulani, mwingine sehemu fulani, mwingine sehemu fulani. So as we speak, sisi as a county tulimaliza the emergency fund. We were expecting under this budget we have more money under the emergency pamoja na drought, and now the FLOCA ambayo inakuja, the financing local led climate activities. So mahali tumefika, NDMA wame take over because now they have money. German Agriculture, they also had money, 12 million. Pia nao wameshikilia sehemu fulani. Lakini katika usambazaji wa maji kwa ushirikiano, Waterbusa sisi ndio tuko nazo. Coast Water na sisi tuko na Waterbusa 8. Na hizo ndio zinatumika sasa katika kusambaza maji kwa county, especially in North and in Galole. As we move on, tunajua ya kwamba assembly wanaenda kupitisha bajeti. Wakipitisha tutakuwa tena na nguvu zaidi ya kuweza kushughulikia hizo changamoto. Kesho tuko na mkutano Nairobi. Tumeitwa na sisi leo tunataka kuwa na kikao leo usiku in Nairobi. Watu kadhaa kujadili hii before mkutano wa kesho. Tunaweka kwamba mkutano wa kesho utaweza kupatia mwelekeo zaidi national government na other partners vile wanaweza kuingilia kutusaidia.
People who are likely to face starvation. The government is clear that we cannot allow anybody to die. And I want to assure the people of Kenya that we are not sleeping. Something is being done. And in the next few days, a lot of help will be coming through. I am aware, as you say, that on top of the ASAL areas, there are areas that are not designated as arid lands where there is a big problem.
Students from Abunge Roman Catholic Church in Nambale constituency, Busia County, have received bicycle donations from a non-governmental organization. The bicycles were given to students who have to travel long distances to get to school. Over 25 students have so far benefited from the initiative.
Tafutini wenzenyu ambao wameacha shule, wameenda Nairobi kutafuta ajira kule. Wako tu mumu Busia wanafanya kazi ya house help. Wengine wameenda kufanya bodaboda, wamesonga Malaba kidogo ama Samia ama Kakamega. Mwaite mwavutie warudi wapi? Shuleni.
Hizi baisikeli zimekuja kuwasaidia na kuwarahisishia wakati wenu wa kufika shule na kurudi wapi? Nyumbani.
In the name of bicycles that can facilitate the students movement to school so that the students cannot be able to be absent from school for failing to wake up early enough.
Nyeri Governor Mutahi Kahiga now says that they have started the process recruiting 170 health workers to serve in the Nyeri Healthcare Department. Governor Kahiga noted that the county does not have the requisite number of personnel required to attend to the number of health cases they currently attend to.
Part of delivering the constitutional guarantees to our citizens includes staffing,
You know, I know we have a challenge of staffing, but I think we are now hiring how many? 55 nurses. I am told that the cumulative outpatient attendance is now estimated at 90,000 cases per year, which is the workload equivalent to a level 4 hospital. I think so. Providing quality, accessible, and affordable health services to all our residents as guaranteed in Article 43 of the Constitution. This project will run between March 2022 and January 2024. So it's a 2-year project, and the total cost of this project will be 112,695,621, most of which, approximately Kenya 70 million, will go towards construction and equipping of the maternity. The maternity will host a 35-bed capacity, antenatal and postnatal wards, maternity and child health clinic, laboratory, consultation rooms, specialized clinics, delivery room, a newborn unit, central sterile supply department, nurse stations, offices, kitchen and laundry.
And a section of women in Kilifi County have castigated Azimio la Umoja One Kenya Coalition party leaders for questioning Aisha Jumwa's integrity after her nomination as Cabinet Secretary for Public Service and Gender. The women, led by Priscilla Zawadi, Christine Akinyi and Bendera Charo, said that the utterances by Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and ODM Secretary General Edwin Sifuna, who is also Nairobi Senator, bordered on disrespect to women leadership.
Si uanze kuongea vitu ambavyo sivyo. Si tunataka heshima watu wa Kilifi. Kalonzo, you've been in the government for many years. Your people are suffering there. You've been the deputy president. What have you done to your people? Nothing. Sasa utakuja utatuambia nini sisi watu wa Kilifi? Mazee, play with the other people but not Kilifians. I'm very sorry to tell you. Behave. You are an old man, so please, kama hukufundishwa tabia na wazazi wako, tafadhali. We can teach you here in Kilifi. So be very careful. We are warning you.
Tunawaomba mumwachilie mama wetu Aisha Jumwa na msiendelee kumfuatafuata na maneno ya kumkejeli, maneno ya kumdharau, ambapo nyinyi kama si mama hamngefika mahali mmefika. Tafadhali, mama yetu tunampenda Aisha Jumwa, muachieni nafasi tuone akituongoza kama kiongozi wetu ndani ya Kilifi County.
Kalonzo ni babangu, mimi ni Mkamba kutoka Makueni. Kalonzo na mheshimu kama babangu, lakini hapo aliponifika sijui nimwambie, sijui nimtembelee nyumbani na maana anapajua. Kwa nini akiona kiongozi wa kike inamkereketa hivyo? Amekuwa kwa uongozi miaka mingi. Mimi kama Mkamba wao sijaifaidi chochote kutoka kwake. Hao wote wakio chini yake wanalalamika hata huko nyumbani. Wanauliza huyu ni nani? Ni Watermelody ni nani? Watermelody, kwa nini aliitwa jina Watermelody? Na ni mtu amesoma, ni mtu anajielewa. Kwa hivyo Sifuna na Kalonzo na wengine, msitake tuwatukane, msitake tuwaambie vibaya, ni vile tunawapenda. Lakini msituingilie wanawake wa Kilifi, hatutaki mama yetu aguzwe wala ambiwe chochote.
Our president is not a fool kumchagua na kumteua Aisha Jumwa kuwa waziri ndani ya Kilifi County. Tumekasirika and we are not happy about that. Mheshimiwa Kalonzo anasema Aisha Jumwa ni muuaji. Aliua nani? Wewe kama Kalonzo Musyoka, Sifuna na wale wengine mnaosema aliua. Hapa Kilifi County kweli angelikuwa anatembea na angevai kuwa gavana wa Kilifi County. Why was she cleared with IEBC? Wacheni mama Aisha afanye kazi. We know her better than you and she's capable. And from today onwards, know that Honorable Waziri Aisha Jumwa, she's a mother and she's a pusher. She's going to push, and that docket is going to be one of the best in Kenya.
People with criminal cases. If I was William Ruto, I would withdraw some of this immediately to avoid national shame and even international shame. This was not procedurally done on the basis of competencies and personal integrity. We shall direct our MPs to withhold approval of those who do not meet the Chapter 6 threshold of our Constitution.
Tani shughuli mfanye. Na leo mimi Zawadi nikiwa hapa Kilifi na wangoja sana kwa hamu. Mkifika Kilifi, Madera nishawatayarishia wewe na Sifuna, Kalonzo Musyoka na Sifuna. Tuwasubiri sana. Manake umbea Asha hafai, waziri aliopewa haumfai. Kama ulikuwa kufaa wewe, mbona Ruto hakukupa akapewa Aisha Juma? Alipewa kwa kazi yake nzuri, alionekana. Aliuza ODM na ikaisha. Hivi sasa ni mwana UDA ndio unamuona kwamba hana maana. Twawaambia kwa taarifa yenu, Kilifi mtukome na muachane na mama Aisha Juma.
Mheshimiwa Ruto amethamini viongozi wetu wa Pwani na amewapa serikali, ametutambua kama wa Pwani, na mama Aisha ametambuliwa kama mama ambaye ni kiongozi, na amekuwa kwenye uongozi akiwa pia ODM. Na inakuwaje sasa amekuwa uongozini upande wa UDA ndio amekuwa hana maana? Hili ni jambo kuonekana ni unafiki na ni watu ambao wako idle. Those are idle minds. Mtu ambao kweli una kazi ya kufanya hawezi kaa kuongea mambo kama hayo.
Trouble is brewing over 230-acre piece of land that has for years been used by Ziman settlement scheme along Thika Road. Developers claiming ownership of the land have threatened to kick out squatters. Let's listen in.
Wamekuwa wakisumbuliwa huko, wamekuwa wakipigwa huko na majambazi ambayo wanaorganiziwa na group ambaye ilijitenga na sisi kama na ofisi yetu. Tungeomba tu serikali ikaweza kuingilia na kutupatia ulinzi. Ombi langu kwa serikali, ningeomba venye tu rais anasema hataki ufisadi, anataka kuanza serikali mpya na mambo mpya. Tafadhali tungekuomba rais wetu uweze kuingilia kati ya hii shamba, juu imekuwa ni shida, ni miaka na miaka tumekuwa tukisumbuliwa. Kwa hivyo tungeomba tu serikali kupitia kwa new IG wa polisi aweze kushughulikia hii mambo yetu.
Right, we are still here to inform you and also educate you about what is happening in the country. But first, allow me to take another short commercial break. I'll be right back.
Maisha TV, the Kenyan channel pushing information to Kenyan viewers through digital television platforms.
Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television
News.
Thank you for choosing Maisha Television for this broadcast.
Information.
The classes were in a poor condition.
Cultural programming. Coming to you through all major broadcasting platforms. Special in-depth coverage from around Kenya. Exclusive reporting from all across Kenya and the continent. Maisha TV presents high-class programming, engaging talk shows from our studios and outside broadcasting on a wide range of issues with trending perspectives.
I'm really asking our guys who are behind the camera to look for that clip and then play that clip.
Telling Kenyan stories you won't hear elsewhere.
The most wicked sight in my life is to see his tongue hanging almost up to here.
Tangu corona ianze mwezi wa 3 tumekuwa na changamoto mingi.
Watching stimulating debates on a hot seat. I guess. Wait, I don't know. Wait. Let me tell you. Wait. No. The latest happenings from around you on Maisha Prime. The Prime talk shows connects us with realities of life. Hivi sasa, looking at your everyday life.
Wazazi wameenda kuwapa uhuru watoto wao
and local business, finance and investment.
Some levels of smuggling of sugar.
Maisha TV digital platform engages users everywhere through multimedia approach technology. A Maisha Television digital platform, your local and continental channel platform where you choose it, watch it and love it. We are education. We are academics. We are knowledge. We are your trusted education partner. This is Maisha TV.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Your world of Maisha is getting an exciting makeover. We're giving your channel a dedicated touch to enhance your viewing experience. Finding what you want, loving it has never been this easy.
We build your capacity. The problem is leadership.
My name is Rida Chebet Kering.
Welcome home to your dedicated channel, where you choose it, watch it, and love it. Najivunia kuwa Mkenya. Na ninajali matukio yanayojiri nchini Kenya na ulimwengu mzima. Natazama runinga ya Maisha ili nipate habari kamili. Naichagua, naitazama na ninaipenda. Maisha TV ni bora.
Engage with us on Facebook and YouTube, Maisha Television Kenya, Instagram and Twitter at Maisha TV KE.
Let me tell you, when they give you a very good deal, okay, look for the hidden charges. Period. Forget about the figures that you're seeing. Just look for the hidden charges. It is his prerogative to have a conversation with chiefs and sub-chiefs. It's just, so if you ask him not to have a close relationship with them, it's like asking a doctor not to speak to nurses.
The big question is, are women experiencing gender inequality?
The male counterparts are being treated, so it's okay. Women have really been discriminated.
Tobias Hissa is my name. I'm the principal of Bungoma DB School.
The principal of Kibanga Mixed Secondary School.
Ni mwalimu mkuu wa shule ya watoto walemavu ya Nalonga.
Dr. Godfrey Murunga, the fourth principal of Kisiwa DTI.
I'm Zado Kunala, the manager for Kaimosi Friends Vocational Training Center.
This is Bushangala Secondary School.
Right, welcome back. You're watching Maisha Prime News here on Maisha Television. To kick us off is our education segment. Well-trained drivers can make the road safe for everyone. Aside from that, they also make a good value for business and organizations alike. Having up-to-date knowledge on road safety can help prevent the dangers. Having up-to-date knowledge in road safety can help prevent dangers off the road and save the business from damages and liabilities. At Budget Driving School in Bungoma town opposite Cooperative Bank along Moy Street, drivers are taught the best driving practices while on the road and eliminate bad driving habits. The training identifies the poor driving skills of a driver while on the road and introduce the trainee to proper driving skills.
jina langu naitwa Maisha Muhatia, nikiwa manager mkuu, mkurugenzi mkuu wa Budget Driving School hapa mjini Bungoma. Nikisema kwamba kwanza kabisa sisi Budget Driving School tunapatikana hapa kaunti ya Bungoma Town Center, ambayo tuko situated opposite Cooperative Bank, next New Nyanza Wholesale. Fundisha madereva jinsi wanaweza kuwa madereva wazuri kule barabarani, na tunahakikisha kwamba tumepeana elimu ya kutosha kwa wanafunzi wetu katika kaunti ya Bungoma na katika kaunti jirani kama Kakamega. Kwa hivyo tunahimiza sana wenyeji katika kaunti ya Bungoma kwamba tukiwa hapa mjiunge na sisi, maana changamoto ambazo tulikuwa nazo ziliisha. Tulikuwa na issues na NTSA, lakini NTSA tunashukuru Mungu waliitikia mwito wakatusaidia. Kwa hivyo tunaendelea salama.
Budget Driving School has a well-equipped NTSA-approved instructors who focus on impacting students with the right skills and experiences that the industry is waiting for.
Shule hii iko na walimu ambao wamehitimu na wako well equipped with skills and knowledge to keep learners with the knowledge and skills on how they can be a competent drivers on our roads in Kenya.
Imejisatiti vya kutosha kwa upande wa kufunza wanafunzi, kuwapa ujuzi kwa kuendesha magari kupitia kwa theory na practical. Tukisema kwa upande wa theory, kwa mfano hapo itakuwa ni kuwaelimisha kuhusu kufata sheria za traffic wakiwa kwa barabara.
The students have expressed their joy and satisfaction of being part of Budget Driving School, admitting it offers quality services, sending their appreciations to the school management.
Na mimi ni mwanafunzi hapa Budget Driving School, na kwa kweli Budget Driving School ni the best school in town, in county Bungoma. Alafu iko na walimu waliobobea katika hiyo nyanja. Kwa hivyo watu wote ambao wako nje na wanafunzi ambao wanatamani kujua mambo na gari, ningewahimiza wakuje Budget Driving School, sababu iko na mafunzo mazuri na inatoa madereva ambao ni shupavu katika barabara. Ili nivutia, na ninaona madereva ambao wamepitia katika hii shule, ambapo niko na cousins, marafiki, so nikavutiwa kuja driving school ya Budget.
So unatarajia nini baada ya kumaliza kozi yako?
Baada ya kumaliza kozi yangu ninatarajia kuwa dereva shupavu kwenye barabara na kulinda maslahi ya wananchi na watumiaji wa barabara.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Salome Neli Lusweti. Niko Budget Driving School, nasomea kuendesha gari. Budget Driving School ndo the best driving school hapa Bungoma County compared na hizi shule zingine. Na hata kutembea huku hivi nje, Budget iko na sifa nzuri kushinda hizi shule zingine. Alafu ladies, hata ukiingia class utapata ladies si wengi. So wale ladies wako nyumbani, kama at least uko na free time, wale wamemaliza form 4, wale wamemaliza college, na wahimiza kuje mjoin at least mjue kuendesha gari. Driving Budget Driving School iko sawa, walimu wako sawa kabisa, hasa magari ni ya kutosha. Napenda magari, so vile nilikuwa napenda magari na sijui kuendesha gari, so nikasema at least nikuje nijifunze, nijue at least ukipenda kitu na lazima uko unajua unaifanya aje. Wale mademo wanataka kujoin driving school, mimi nawakaribisha Budget. Budget ndio the best Bungoma County, na hata walimu ni wazuri.
Mr. Nashon Muhatia, the school manager, has called on residents of Bungoma and other counties to join the school.
And then nataka kuhimiza wote ambao mko kule nje, ambao mnaendelea na biashara, wale ambao walishafanya form 4 universities, tunakaribisha kila mmoja, because we train policemen, we train teachers, we train youth, all of you, we train both of you. So just welcome. Usianza kusema mimi niko kiwango hiki, wote tunawakaribisha katika chuo hiki cha mafundisho ya kuendesha magari. Kwa sababu kwako kuwa dereva mzuri lazima ujiunge na sisi na tunakuelekeza. Na sincerely speaking, wale tunafundisha na wale wanatoka hapa wanaenda ukisema kwamba we are the best.
For Maisha Prime Education Segment, Maisha Television, I'm Rida Kering Chebet. Well, moving on, let's now shift gears to our special business feature, My Hustle, My Story by Nerima Wekesa.
Technology is best when it brings people together. In the current society, technology has made life easier. As technology grows each day, most Kenyans, especially youth, have decided to use the resources available for self-employment since it is difficult to get a job. On our hustle walk, we met Mr. David Neko Owino, CEO at Davicom X Technology and Networking Cyber, located at Cooperative Bank Building, opposite Budget Driving School, alongside Mufutu Road in Bungoma town.
Kwa majina naitwa David Neko kutoka Bungoma, na biashara yetu inapatikana jengo la Cooperative Bank Building, Bungoma CBD.
Mr. David narrates his business journey which started in 2019.
Jina la biashara letu ni Davicom X Technologies and Networking, na ilianzishwa mwaka wa 2019. Mpaka sasa hivi tunang'ang'ana na tunaendelea.
The services offered at Davicom X Technology include CRB services, CRB certificates, loan restructuring, whitelisted. ICT services include CCTV installation, Wi-Fi and internet installation.
Number one, tunafanya mambo na CRB. That is kama uko listed CRB, unataka kujua mwenye alikulist, unataka kukuwa whitelisted, ama kitu kama unataka ulichukua loan umeshindwa kulipa, unataka loan restructuring, hizo tunafanya. Na pia ukitaka CRB certificate pia tunakupatia. Number 2, tunafanya ICT services, all ICT solution. So we offer consultancy and then and any other ICT services including CCTV installation. Pia sisi ni watu wa mitandao, yani wale wanapenda kuingia YouTube, Netflix nini, tunapeana internet. So we do Wi-Fi installation and internet installation anywhere within Bungoma, Nairobi na Kenya mzima. So ukitaka huduma za internet pia unatupigia simu na tunakusaidia.
One of the President William Ruto's agenda is to remove over 4 million Kenyans who were blacklisted in CRB so that they can get financial freedom.
Watu milioni 14 wamekuwa blacklisted kwa CRB. 14 million Kenyans.
First, I am very happy that between 4 and 5 million Kenyans will by beginning of November, they will be out of the blacklisting. That is very important.
Mr. David Owino sheds light on the same and gives us his view on the matter.
Unajua wakisema wanatoa watu CRB, hawakusema juu kuna deni hata sasa utatolewa, hapana. Kuna njia ambayo itafuatwa, na nadhani si kila mtu ambao atatolewa. Wataangalia maybe ni watu wa kiwango fulani. Maybe kama deni yako iko chini ya kiwango fulani, usiwekwe nini? Usiwekwe CRB. Lakini si ati ukae tu na deni ya mtu alafu usiwekwe CRB.
Due to invention of new technology, Mr. Owino faces a number of challenges in his day-to-day life.
Changamoto haikosi, but kwa huduma za CRB changamoto tunaopitia sana ni, unajua mteja akija umsaidie, maybe mtu ako na it is an emergency, yako na mtu kwa hospitali amewekwa CRB, na CRB ukikuja, we don't clear you immediately. Kuna specific time, maybe let's say 3 hours, 4 hours, 24 hours or even 1 week. Sasa mtu akikuja anakuambia niko na mgonjwa, nimeenda kwa bank wanipatie pesa na wamesema niko CRB, so nataka mfanye nini, mniclear. Sasa tukimwambia tuwezi kuclear immediately, kuna wale wanakasirika, wanaona kama sisi ndio tumemkosea. So sana ndio changamoto tunapitia kudeal na wateja wale wako na urgent issues of money. It's the most challenge we face in our job. Alafu kwa mambo na mtandao, kuna mteja unampatia internet but they don't pay on time, so we find it very hard to maintain our services ikuwe smooth. Malipo, wateja wengine walipi kwa muda, wengine hata wanakosa kulipa kabisa.
He has created job opportunity to the community, especially young people.
Niko na wawili basi, sasa tuko wanne.
In his closing remarks, David advises business people and youth on how to handle the current situation in the country.
Wana biashara, ningewashauri ya kwamba saizi biashara mingi zinaenda digital, so it is high time kila mtu afanye biashara yake ikuwe digital. Kama ni duka za kuuza electronics, tuko na system ambayo inafanya biashara yako tunaiweka mitandaoni, maybe through advertisement na vitu kama hizo. So na kwa vijana saizi ukingoja uandikwe ni bala. Sasa njia ni kama kuna kitu yote ambayo unaweza ukafanya, kama uko na ujuzi wowote, usiogope kwenda kufanya. Kwa sababu saizi ajira hakuna kazi. Sasa ni kujituma tu. If there's any skill you have, if there's any talent you can do, unajituma tu. So vijana wajitume, wasikae tu kule nyumbani ati wanabet tu, hapana. Chape kazi. So na washukuru wateja wangu na tuko hapa kwa ajili ya.
Nerima Wekesa for Maisha Prime News, Maisha Television.
Thank you so much, Nerima Wekesa. And My Hustle, My Story brings us to the end of the authoritative, bold and incisive bulletin Maisha Prime News. Continue tuning into Maisha TV for more incisive, educative, entertaining and also informative programs. Maisha Prime News comes to you every Monday to Friday at 8 p.m. and 9 a.m. and also on weekends, that is on Sundays at 9 p.m. My name is Rida Chebet Karing. Enjoy the rest of your viewing.